A warm welcome to Ms. Banadzem Goodness, who is a member of the Northwest Association of Women with Disabilities and a recent graduate of the University of Bamenda in the Higher Teacher Training School, ENS Bambili, reading history. She is now working in a school in Magba in Cameroon. She comes from Nsot, which has given her an understanding of the situation of rural people, and especially women with disabilities living in rural areas. As a woman with a significant visual impairment herself, who has overcome many obstacles, she is passionate about improving the situation for women and girls with disabilities in Africa. She's been an active member of the Northwest Women's Association, working on improving access to smartphones for people with visual impairments. Ruth Acheinegeh. Ruth has a long history of involvement in working for rights for women and girls with disabilities and is the founder of the Northwest Association of Women with Disabilities. She is an experienced researcher and author, having taken part in several projects, such as a study looking at the sexual and reproductive rights of women with disabilities in Bamenda, another study that looked at post-colonial perspectives of disability research. You can read more about her experiences online, including in her most recent project, which is interviews and blog posts under eugeneweekly.com. So a very warm welcome to all of you, and especially Ruth. We have a set of 5 questions. Please just take 1 or 2 minutes to answer each question. So the first one is, please tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you're comfortable with sharing, and about how you became interested in research.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk a bit about who Ruth is. I was born in Bamenda, and I have I'm physically challenged. I grew up in a small neighborhood called Tower Street. So in my early stage, my parents took me to Sadoka so that I should be fixed. But I was not able to be fixed. My challenges were still there. So when I came back, I discovered that there was a difference between me and my other siblings, and also the way I was treated. There was also a difference. And also, there was a problem that investing in a child with disability brings you nowhere. So the family doesn't see a need to really invest fully with a child with a disability. So I struggle to see what other persons with disability are facing. It was all the same thing. So I had it like a curiosity for me to know why these things are existing in our community, and also to see if I can tell them that the story and what they had in their mind were all wrong. So that is the reason I love research, and I like to always engage in research. Yeah, so Ruth have become an activist for the rights of women with disability over time. I got the leadership training through Mobility International USA. I have also engaged in other international women conferences, and I am also a coordinator for activities that have to do with women in development, West Africa, and also in Cameroon, precisely, Northwest English-speaking region. So one of my goals is to see that the attitude brought forth by parents and our community are wrong if we engage in supporting women with disability, and that is just what I have been doing over the years. Thank you for the opportunity, and that is just a short story about Ruth.
I'm Banadzem Goodness, a history teacher by profession, and I teach in Government Bilingual High School, Magua, in the West Region. I'm a visual impaired by disability and a Cameroonian by nationality, and I'm also from the Zor tribe. I became interested in research when I had to do my project, my final year project, when I was in the Higher Teachers Training College. So what made me to be interested, and the topic I took was attitude towards learners with disability. What made me to be interested in this research was the attitude towards learners with disability in the University of Bamenda in the Northwest region. Attitudes from teachers, from lecturers, attitudes from administrators, and attitudes from students towards learners with disability. So that is what made me to be interested with research.
Second question, why do you think it is important to include women with disabilities and African women with disabilities, poor and rural African women in research projects?
It is very, very important to include women with disability, especially from African countries, which are also third world countries, for them to engage in research because they have a unique story to tell, and also they also know how to handle their things according to their context. If you engage somebody who know how to handle his own thing, he or she is going to help blend what you have with what they also have in their context, and there is a realization that if I am engaged, I can take up the initiative to continue the work. And also, it's a learning process for many women with disabilities, since the majority of these women are not educated due to the socioeconomic conditions they find themselves. So we know in Africa we learn in so many ways, and also research. Um, Engaging them to in research is is also empowering, and also boosting their morals in the community in so many ways. They, their self-esteem within the community is being boosted to see them reason beyond the way a community thinks and reason, that they are limited only to certain kinds of stuff. Seeing researcher engage with them on a one-on-one boost their morale and help them to see themselves very important in their community, and makes their mind think that they are also contributors in nation building in one way or the other. So I really, really see that the needs of engaging them are enormous. We cannot really like say it because it's an uplifting something. As anything that uplifts you one way or the other is enriching. So I would really, really recommend that this should not stop. We really need it. Thank you.
I think it is very important to include women with disabilities, poor women, African women in research because, first of all, we know the mentality of the society about women. Women are put at the background of the society, thinking they cannot do anything. Then, worst of all, women with disabilities. It is very important to include women with disabilities and even women at large to make so that the society can know that what a man can do, a woman can also do more better. And then to also know how women feel, or women with disabilities, how they feel, their condition, to express their mind so that their mind should not be overcrowded with certain things. And it is also important to include women in research, so that even if the women themselves are doing their research, they have the freedom of movement, freedom of speech, and freedom of anything they want to do. They feel as a normal person in the society. Then it is also important to include women with disabilities or women in research, so that it should also be as like not a form of gender-based violence, because when women are put at the background, when women are minimized, it, especially women with disabilities, it's as if there's a form of gender-based violence in that, of which it is not acceptable by the society. And then it is also important to do research, so that you should know what women need, what women want, what, especially women with disabilities, what they want, what they need, that you can do for them, or even what they can do in order to support the society. Because at times when you see a woman or somebody with disabilities, you don't know what that person can do, except to give that person the chance to do whatever he or she, to do whatever she can be able to do, before you know that there was an extra talent in that person, that maybe even those who are not disabled doesn't have that talent. So I think it is very important to include women, especially women with disabilities, in research.
Third question, please share a story about a research project that you've been involved in. It could be one that you designed, one that where you collected data. It could be one that used the results of research to make a difference in society in some way.
I have been involved in so many projects in the Northwest region, and also out of Cameroon, in other countries like in Malawi. But one that really stood out was the one we did with um, some students from the University of Toronto. I think so. Um, on the sexual and reproductive health right of women with disability. And we collected a good number of data, and that actually helped me see the need to bring to later on see the need to really strengthen women, and also for women to be able to be economically empowered in order to be able to manage themselves and their kids. Um, And that's one of the research we did in Cameroon, and that stood out for then my entire life up to date, because it really makes you to see um, the data analysis of the situation in your community. And when you are talking in any platforms, you are sure of what is on the ground. So that was an interesting research I did. I co-partnered with a student from University of Toronto. Thank you. The citations of those research, I also did a presentation at the International Women Conference in Brazil, that I brought out that at that World Women Conference. So I have also been doing a good number of presentations. Like I did one in 2015 with Mobility International USA. So the impact of those research are so important that we keep using them, and we report them to other institutions for them to really see what is on the ground. And it's not only us talking about the situation is also being published by other international organizations. So that was an interesting one. Thank you.
Wow, that's a nice question. When I was on my topic doing research, like the topic I said, attitude towards learners with disabilities. In collecting data, when I went to the field, I faced a lot of challenges, but majority of the people also were very welcoming. Some people were amazed. They gave me the chance to be able to ask them questions, and they answered, and even they asked more questions to know more about myself. I asked them how they feel about learners with disabilities, how they feel about me being around them. I asked them so many questions, and they were very, very happy. And then while on the other side, there were also some people that they were like, maybe I go towards somebody, the person will just say, no, take this 500, take this 200, and go. The person will think I am coming to beg, but I will tell the person, no, I am not coming to beg. Though when I say it, the one someone who is hard-hearted, the person will not listen to me, but the person just walk out of me quietly. So those are challenges that I face. Those are stories. And then also you see that maybe you are also coming to somebody, the person is escaping away from you, thinking that the fact that you are a visual impaired or you are someone with disability, coming close to that person, it seems as if when that person will sit beside you, the person also will acquire the type of disability you have. That is, I really faced a lot of challenges in that. Although I tried to overcome it, I before going to the field, I knew that I'm going to face challenges, so many challenges, and the story was very, very interesting on the other side, because when they do it like that, I just laugh over it, and then I just try to say, no, it is not like this. When you come beside me, you will not be blind. I'm not coming to beg. I'm instead coming to come that you should help me. Let me achieve what I want to do with my project. So the story was very interesting to me.
Fourth, what are your key one or two messages for researchers? What would you like researchers and decision makers to keep in mind and to know about?
I would like researchers to know that um, uh, letting the world know about the database of a situation um, tilts the budget or the funding also towards that direction. When there is no database alarming or anything, there is no funding. So that's one of the things I would like researchers to understand, and the need and concern in our situations as women with disability. Secondly, I would also like them to know that it's a two-way track. If you carry out a research and the research lie in the cupboards of some people and there are no use of them, um, we should still go back and continue advocacy, letting them be public. Because when a situation that a good amount of money have been used for research is not being out of the public, it's not helping. And many more persons with disability will feel like they will give out their information all the time, but no impact is felt. So it's a kind of a two-way track. Researchers should understand that they are going to also try to pull so that the impact of their research should be felt. That is just what I think I should add on that. Thank you.
The two key messages that I would like the audience, or I would like any researcher to know about this, is that when you are going towards a woman or a person or women with disability to ask any question, don't impose. Give your own ask your own question. Let the person express his or her mind, what the person wants you to do for that person, or what the person would like that the society should do for that person. Allow the person to have freedom of speech. Don't compress the person, or maybe because you see that visual impaired people will need a white cane, you obviously like to give a white cane. Or we there are things that visual impaired people or people with disability we rather need rather than what you think. Allow them to free up their mind to tell you what they need in order to cope up with the society. And then another key point is that researchers that are going out for research, they should also learn how to approach people in a polite manner. In research, we approach with a polite manner. Like I was sharing my own experience, how people How when I went in for research, there were some people that were violent to me. But when they do like that, I just laugh and even try to calm them down to say, no, it is not like this. Researchers should be able to calm down themselves. They should not be aggressive to their researchers or everybody. They should learn how to become very calm when they are asking questions, and even time they should learn to be patient. There are times that you can also ask a question to somebody and the person takes a lot of time to answer, to explain things very well. You need to be patient at that time. So researchers should be calm and they should be patient when they are doing research. That is my keyword that I can give to researchers.
And finally, anything else that you would like to add?
What I would like to add is just general knowledge for us all who, in one way or the other, are thinking about research, or that might be it's not important for us to talk more on women or with disabilities, to know that the situation of inequality will never end, and because it will never end, we will always need to talk about it, and we will always need it to be a generational thing, move from one generation to other, and it should match the context of the world and how the world is viewing things. It should always be on the radar, so that no one is left behind. Even a woman with disability should not be left behind. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I hope my answers help in one way or the other. Thank you and bye bye. This is Ruth Acheinegeh.
I don't really have any comment to make, but I would just emphasize that researchers should be able to allow their researchers to free up their mind to talk to them rather than imposing. That's the main thing that I would just like to impose on it, so that they'll be able to achieve and the society will be a better place for everyone to live in. And you also exercise their talents that they also have in the society. Thank you.